Okay, in this tutorial what I'm going to be teaching is how to make like a swirling energy of smoke, like a smoke energy spinning around an item. So this is just a sample item. It's supposed to be like a caress, but just a sample, so I just do a very chinchai one, and just to get the idea, give you the idea of how to make this animation work. So when I play, I've had this animation, something like that. It's just floating, and then this evil energy is swirling around it. So I have the ball here, which is going to be the emitter. I renamed this wrongly. Wait, hold on. Copy this. It's supposed to be floor, right? Okay, that's correct. Right. So yeah, got a floor here. I'm just going to add a layer to it and just put it under reference so that I won't accidentally select it. So the animation is something like this. The ball is the emitter that will be spinning or swirling around the bunch of caress here and will emit the smoke. And yeah, I need to add lighting. So the lighting, we're going to use the Arnold, the area light. Sorry, area light. I'm going to do that. Come here. Just gonna have a look down there, make it bigger, and we're going to make the intensity 6, exposure 2. All right. See what else. Sample 2 will be better. Okay, let's see what we got first. Everything's still too dark. This thing has to be of a very high value. Let's put the exposure to 5. Keep this at 30. Okay, something like that. Right. So now let's start to animate this. First we need to animate the ball moving along the path. So select the ball, go back in the beginning, Control Shift select the ball, Control Shift select the path, and then go to animation menu, and let's see the constraint, and then motion path, attach to path. We're going to click the option here, see everything is okay, that should be okay, click attached, and then when play you should get this thing spinning around. I set the animation speed to 25 frames per second, and this is currently running real-time playback. Okay, alright, so it ends at 200 frames. If I want to make it faster, maybe it reached at 150, I need to change the animation over here a bit. Let's see. Here, attribute editor, let's put that 150. Play that. No, not that one. Beginning. Okay, so I want to make it to 150. So select the ball, open the channel box, open the motion path, then you see the keyframe is visible here, so just shift, select this, and then just move this to 150. Alright, and the keyframe now is at 150. It should end at 150, then there's some holding time here. Okay, alright, now the next part is to bring in the, go to FX and bring in the fluid. So fluid, 3D container, click on it, add emitter, uncheck this, and then click apply and close. So I'm going to bring this higher. Alright, go to create. For this, let's go to the attribute editor and let's resize this slightly bigger. So I'm going to put about 13 to about by 12 to about by 13. Okay, let's bring this up, and when we play, nothing happened, right? Because we haven't assigned this ball to be the emitter. So let's select the container and Control Shift select ball and go to the fluid, add /edit content, and then emit from object. Okay, so let's play first. Okay, we see some, yeah, the smoke is there. Let's try and render and see how it looks like. Alright, okay, another thing is the ball is visible. We now want to hide the ball. Okay, so currently is on, so we're going to type here in the channel box 0 value, then it will be off. Alright, so when we play, we still have the smoke in motion. See that? Okay, and when we render, we do not see the ball. Alright, now let's select the container and go to attribute editor. We need to add more resolution. This one I basically go about 100 resolution. Okay, to get more resolution to it. Yeah, it's at this point, change your playback to play every frame so that you can see more better simulation, because it will not show you the accurate simulation with real time. You have to like and cache this, then only you will see it in real time. Now when I play this, there is motion here, but you can see that side, it's actually moving, right? Okay, maybe for the first round we are going to reduce this first to 60 so that it's a bit more faster here. Okay, for me to do some testing. Okay, now let's go down to density. Under the content methods, we want to turn on the temperature to dynamic grid, so this will basically turn on the fire features. And let's go to the auto resize. We want to turn this on. So when you play, right, it will just calculate only the amount of voxel needed. Okay, and as you can also see, it's more faster here, right, in the preview, in the viewport. Okay, so a good work in progress. And then we go to the dynamic simulation. We want to add a bit of a damp, so that just kind of like slow down the smoke kind of movement. So it will be about, let's put 0.1 first. Okay, and then we go to the substep, put 2, so 2, and this one 25, and turn on this one here, high detail solve all grid. So when you play, alright, it gives better looking fluid, but right now there's no difference. So let's close this and go to content detail and play with the density. Okay, for the density, I just want to put this to 1, so that's a bit more clearer to see here. Oh yeah, another thing, don't forget, see when I render, it is just very thin, so we can go to the, where is the ball here? This is the ball emitter. Open this. This is the flame emitter node that attaches to the ball object. We need to open the basic emitter attribute and just increase this a bit to 600, so that it will generate more particles. So let's play that and see. There you go. Now you see more crazier looking smoke. What else should we include? Fluid drop off, I would want to reduce this to 1. Okay, now let's go back to the fluid and let's adjust the under the density here again, content details, density. So buoyancy, I kind of want the smoke to be, let's try a bit more faster, 4. Okay, that goes a bit too much, so we're gonna like bring this down to 0.8, so the smoke just linger there a bit more slow and steady. And dissipation, we do not want the smoke to have unlimited life. We're going to go to dissipation. Let's try 0.2. Okay, maybe we go 2. Let's go big, and then we pull back. All right, that's kind of nice. Now I'm gonna put 1.5. I want it to stay longer a little bit. Okay, I think a bit more longer, 0.2. Okay, now this is just one smoke. You can add additional more smoke balls and make it an emitter, and then you got more chaotic smoke. But yeah, for this one I just do 1. Let's continue. So we have we don't want diffusion, we want dissipation 1.2. okay, let's go and add maybe a little bit of noise, 0.05. let's add a bit of noise there to the smoke, and so this one is 0.1 density tension. Okay, so then we move on to velocity. I want to add a bit of swirling, some chaos to this smoke. Right now it's kind of pretty nice sitting there. So 0.1, let's play that. Okay, let's put 1 and test it out. Okay, I think we'll leave it as that first, and then we go to turbulence. I'm gonna add 0.5 turbulence. Now you see the fire is more chaotic at this point. Let's add 1 value. Alright, see, now it's more chaotic. Okay, I think maybe tone it down a little bit to 0.6. Okay, 0.8. Right, so that is for the turbulence density. For the temperature, we want to try to match the density. Okay, density buoyancy is 0.8. This one is 3. We leave it as this first. Let's add some tension a little bit, 0.1. This is more on the fiery side. Okay, so let's render and see our object here first. Okay, so we start to see some hot colors and smoke. All right, so at this particular point we can actually now we can increase this to 100 so that we got more resolution. Okay, I think I'm gonna add a bit more turbulence here. Add 2. Okay. 1 strength velocity we increase to 1.6. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next part, which is the shading. Wait, before that, we need to go to the dynamic simulation just to see everything is good. Yeah, it's good. Maybe let's add the buoyancy to 1.2 for density. Okay, still not that satisfied with the look of that smoke. Maybe we increase the rate, so instead of 600. Let's go higher. Let's go 1000. Right. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the fluid. I think I want to disable the temperature for a while. Let's go here, content methods, disable the temperature. Just want to focus on the smoke itself first. Alright, then we go down. I will turn back on later. Go down to lighting. Make sure you turn on the self shadow. Okay, self shadows, and we will also want to animate the rate percent. So right now, because once it reach up there, it reach to the top, it's just stop. So that's not what we want. It's here. So once it gets to the top, what I want it to do is to die off, right? So it will stop emitting. See, after it reached 150, it's still emitting the smoke, but it's stationary. It's not moving. You see here, it's just stop moving. That's not what we want. We want it to die off. So we have to animate this part here. So also animate the beginning. So let's say at frame 5, at frame 0 actually, because it start moving at frame 0. So you want to key in the percentage here first, set key, to put it to 0. Oops. Okay, and then at frame 10, we want it to be around that 1000 rates. Okay, so it will stay until before it reaches 150, or maybe by 150 it goes to 0, and just 5 frames before that it is still emitting 1000 rate. Okay, so it's like 0, 1000, 1000, 0, right, like that. Okay, let's go back to the fluid. Let's adjust some dissipate in the density dissipation. I'll go about 3 and let's see how it goes. Yeah, that's okay. 2.8 lah. You can just go with 2.8. Okay, now let's go to the shading, and first we need to turn on the Arnold render view, and we're going to adjust this shape here. So let's say if I make this more to the dark color, it would be more opaque. So obviously that's too ridiculous. So I'm going for something like this color, and then the color here we will give a different change. We will change from constant for color to density. Okay, and then I'm going to give like different color. So let's say this first here is purple. Let's say like a dark purple. And then add another color. It's going to be like a blue. Coloration. Right, let's give that a bit more darker color. Okay, and we can adjust the input bias. As you can see here. So if I go to the right, slide to the right, is more bias on the blue. Maybe I just put this far end. If I go to here, it'll be more purple. So maybe like something of a mix. Let's push this RAM in. You can insert in between these colors some different colors if you want, like maybe a bit more red. Or greenish. Just slide the value there a little bit. I like the blue better. Let's try a blue back. And a bit more lighter color on the blue. Alright. Something like that. Okay, then we move on to the opacity. Okay, so opacity, of course, we set to the density here. Let's change that a little bit. So we pushed the value here. It looks nicer here, but it doesn't look nice on the render. Maybe it's not finished rendering. Okay, for opacity I'll adjust something like that. I think the lighting need to be brighter. Okay, and container, might want to slide the transparency here. More. Oh yeah, this bias. Adjust that a little bit. Okay, and then we need to, let's see what else we can. Yeah, now we turn on the turbulence, I mean the temperature. So go to content methods, turn on the dynamic grid for this. And sometimes the render doesn't show you the correct way, you have to re-render again. And you have to run the simulation again, because now it has this fiery smoke going on here. And yeah, I'll just add some turbulence here, see how it behaves. Alright, I'm going to change some color here for the temperature. Oops. Okay, undo that. So bring this. Yeah, I just want to make just the core of it is like a hot color. Don't want to make it fiery, just want to make it something weird kind of color. So maybe like a white. Just like a white core in the smoke. And this one, I don't know, maybe try green, so then you get this kind of evil spell. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Or I can go blue, a blue turquoise. Yeah, that's kind of nice. All right, if I clamp this closer, you will see the color is really clamping up like that. Yeah, that will be okay. You can just play around and get the color you want. Density, yeah, okay. So we got some smoke mixed with some kind of magical stuff there. Input bias, I'm going to put it around 0.2. Let's just play around with that and see first. Maybe this white core, we change it to something. What if it's red? Yeah, so we go with white. Okay. We toned it down a little bit. Make it softer a little bit. Okay, I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to play around with a bit more turbulence just to adjust the way of the smoke behave. Then when I continue, I'll show you the end result. Alright, so after tweaking around a little bit more, I end up with something like this. So what I did is I went and increased this one here. Yeah, decrease the fluid drop off to about 0.5. So run the simulation again. Alright, so I end up with this. Okay, so 0.5 here. Other things, that's about it for this one. And then I go to the fluid. I adjust by increasing the resolution to 120. Okay, 120 for base resolution. Then I adjusted some of the setting like this, right? So noise, I increased the buoyancy for density to 3, so I can move faster a little bit. Yeah, about this one, right? I decreased the noise a little bit to 0.5, and swirl I decrease it a little bit to 0.1. Strength, I think I reduce it to 2. Turbulence strength I reduced to 2. This one is the temperature settings that I do change that, and transparency value I tweak it to about here, 0.180. Other than that, I change a little bit of the color and both also, right? See that color changed, and even the or opacity I change it to like this kind of graph. Okay, other than that, that's it, I guess. Yeah, that's what I did to make this kind of effect. Oh yeah, I increased the ball size a little bit. If I unhide the ball here, and that's the size of the ball. If you want to make the smoke bigger, I think of course you can just scale this that big, and when you play then you get more bigger size. Just Control H the ball, then you get more bigger size smoke if you want. Oh, that is badass. I think I might want to change this core looking thing here. It looks like too obvious, so might want to change a bit still. So there's a lot of tweaking, so just tweak till you get the best look that you desired. Let's see, this one I maybe want to push this more on the smoke side. Let's not have too obvious colors. So maybe if I just make like that will tone it down, or I just copy from this and just make it slightly brighter. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that won't be stands out too much. And the emitter doesn't have to be a ball shape. You can model other shapes, you know, if you want something more different, you can model different object to make it as an emitter. Right, I guess the big size here really stands out now. Okay, so yeah, you can tweak further to get it to look better, but before we finish, start to render the animation, you better change it to play to real time 25 times 1. Save it, and then what you do, you need to pre-cache it. Alright, so you go to the end cache and then create a new cache for Maya Fluid. Click here. Oh yeah, you have to select the container and then Maya Fluid cached. So you wait. I'm going to pause the video. Once it's done, I'll show you. Alright, it's finally done. But it's still very heavy, even though I've already cached it. But yeah, that's how it looks like. Some crazy ass smoke that disappear. If you don't want to see the bounding box, you can go to display, under boundary draw, just put it none. So you just focus on the smoke. And this is quite heavy actually. If you want to see the file size, this is the cache in the default Maya cache project folder, and cache fluid. I got all these other things. So this is the cache and cache. This is like 2.57 gig. I need to delete this after this tutorial. Let's just render interesting shots here. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, good. But if you don't want that fiery ball thingy, you can always turn off the turbulence. Okay, if you don't want that. But this is just yeah, this is my example. Right. So I guess that's it for this tutorial. Have fun. Best of luck. Bye.